Hi guys, welcome back to the Social Tune and a brand new episode of Retrospective Ramble. And today we're going to talk about Billboard's Song of the Summer for 2015, Cheerleader by Omi. Um, what do you even say about this song? Because think about this for a second. It came out in 2015. I'm sure most of you remember it, but have any of you really heard it that regularly since 2015? Because at least from my perspective, it's one of those songs that was absolutely huge back in the day. It was the song of the summer, like I said. It reached number one and eventually was like beaten back by Can't Feel My Face. But I've not heard it since 2015. Apart from when I've occasionally come across it by accident, I never hear it on the radio. I never hear anybody talk about it. Maybe it's just, maybe it's just because I live in Ireland where, maybe it doesn't get played a lot over here, but as far as I can tell, this song has basically vanished off of the face of the earth, which is weird because other 2015 hits like Shut Up and Dance and Can't Feel My Face and Uptown Funk, they all get played fairly regularly. But this one, again, one of the biggest hits of the entire year, haven't heard anything about it. And I'm not even sure if there's a reason for that. As far as I remember, this song it first dropped in 2014 and then eventually was remixed by this guy Felix Jans, I think was his name, and it's the remix that basically caught on in the US especially, and it's what I think it's the remix itself that got to number one. Omi himself, since then, as far as I can tell, he released his debut album at the end of 2015 called Me for You, and since then, nothing. He dropped a couple of singles, but hasn't released any music since. He also seems to have disappeared off the face of the earth. Who knows? Maybe it's a huge conspiracy where they just want to get rid of him. And to be honest, I can kind of see why, because Cheerleader is not exactly a great song. It's not exactly bad, it's just that it's kind of boring to me. Uh, the remix doesn't really give it any more of a bounce, in my opinion, and it's a song that is trying to be charming by complimenting this girl, calling her a cheerleader, but at the same time, that's inherently a little bit insulting because you're basically calling her someone to cheer you on. Like, that's not exactly romantic. And yeah, I was never a big fan of this song, not even back in 2015. I'm sure it had some fans, but compared to some of the other big hits from that year, I don't know if there was anyone who would pick this as the song of the summer rather than other ones like the ones I mentioned before. Um, I don't know, for me, it's one of those songs that, much like Break Free by Ariana Grande, was huge back in its day, but you just don't hear very often anymore, and that a lot of people have just forgotten ever existed. In fact, there are quite a few 2015 hits that you might have forgotten about. I will be talking about those at some point, I'm sure. But for now, this is the biggest example that I can think of, and yeah, I can kind of see why it didn't stick around. But either way, if you have a different opinion on the song, who knows? Maybe there is someone out there who still hears it regularly or plays it regularly, but at least for me, it's just not a song that I'm ever in the mood to listen to. And even though I don't dislike it, I don't really think about it that often either, so I'm almost completely ambivalent on it. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments below, and if you have any other suggestions for retrospective rambles, I'm all ears. And until the next time, I'm Finn, and this is the Social Tunes signing off.